Nice weather, California sun, and 15,000 riders. This is Maryam, Nikkhah, Valley View News. First day of spring is Persian New Year. Persian immigrants are celebrating their New Year here. This is Westwood. California residents will see the massive growth of new homes by more investors and home builders on the California hillsides in the next 20 years. This is not an ordinary Sunday for a motorcycle ride. One by one, they come together and become a group known as the Love Riders. The Love Ride, the biggest single ride in the world.
Well, there's about 4 or 5 streets full of motorcycles, and each group, they started to leave at 10 o'clock, but there's so many groups, it takes a while before the next group could go.
All of the riders gather at the Harley-Davidson dealership in Glendale. This is where it all began, originally with the first Bikers Carnival in 1981. Oliver Shoku, the owner of the Harley-Davidson dealership, first started this event to raise awareness for muscular dystrophy and the other charities.
That's what it's all about. This is muscular dystrophy, and that's what it's for. That's one of the charities. There's a couple of charities. I don't know what the other ones are.
Groups of riders form in cluster and join one another in making the 50-mile ride to their destiny.
Castaic Lake.
And everybody just
Going up there for a concert and some food and some drink.
Smoking candles, drinking massive brews. You wanna know where I'm at? Just look at my hands. Yeah, I was just by the White House, spending some time in jail. Mama crying, but she's still.
Riders come from many different states, like Gail, who came with her husband from South Dakota for this ride.
This is the first time I've been at the Love Ride. We're new to California. So it's our first long motorcycle ride together, and it's our first Love Ride in California.
Music, food, fun, and cool times can set swinging moods in the crowds or dancing to the distilled brews at hand. Too much fun and some of the reckless riders. This year some minor accidents happen also. But prepared paramedics and police officers are being ready to help motorcycle riders. Nice weather, California sun, and 15,000 riders. This is Maryam, Nikkhah, Valley View News. To escape from the noisy city, a 5-minute drive from the 134 freeway, there is a paradise called Griffith Park, the biggest city park in the nation. And in the middle of this park, there is a quiet secret garden in the name of Amir's Garden. Amir's Garden is on the top of the hills and has panoramic 360-degree views from Glendale and the Hollywood Hills. It is a place for hikers and riders to rest and enjoy the beauty of nature.
It's like apart from outside the outside world, you know. You're like the city, the cars, the smog, everything, you know. And so you come up here and you get to relax, and you're just like watching everything, and everyone come by and just admire the place. And I think that.
But who was Amir?
Amir. Like, I don't know anything about him, but I do know that he did something great for everyone.
Amir Deylame was an Iranian immigrant who built this garden for 30 years as a volunteer. Amir went to the garden almost every morning, planting trees or trimming the flowers. He made beautiful collections of many flowers and trees. To know Amir better, I traveled to city of Santa Barbara to meet his cousin Farrokh Ashtiani.
He came to United States in 1961 as a young man. He went to college for, I believe, a few years, Los Angeles City College. He studied art. Amir was a wine connoisseur. Amir was an employee of Greenblatt's, a very prominent, famous deli in Sunset in Los Angeles. As Amir were hiking these mountains, one of the days when he goes, he realizes that like an acre or two was completely burned by brush fire, during the hot summer days. And Amir picked that spot and went to the ranger station in Griffith Park and asked if they give him a permit to develop that parcel of land voluntarily. And they laughed at him because nobody else was so serious to request for such an unusual request for such a large scale.
Amir worked on the 5 acres plot for 3 years. He was carrying a shovel, water, and plants to the hill. Finally, he was honored by the city park chief and they gave him access to water. It was a big victory for him.
People become happy when they buy a 5-bedroom house, and Amir would be excited, found out that they are going to give him water.
He collected mostly secular plants and expanded his garden by splicing them. Some of the trees were planted in memory of loved ones. Twice, fire damaged his garden, but he reforested again. He raised the US flag when he was in the garden. Then everybody knew that he was there. After October 2003, this flag never rose by him. Amir died of cancer. Amir had friends and volunteers who helped him obtain his specimen. Today, some of his friends, like Chrissy, are still coming to the Amir's garden and watering his plants. He donated all of his money to the boys' camp, his garden neighbors. Frequent visitors were kid campers who came up from there. Amir Deylame said, "In the land of the free, plant the tree." He loved this country and he never accepted any donation from any person or any groups. This is Maryam, Nikkhah, Valley View News.